get y'all out here in town if you can go outside and get a cold. I ain't no saying so many bald head jokers outside with no hat on my line. I had to put a hat on this thing right here. Now I got old. I was young. I used to go, man, I could go out there that thing. I wouldn't dare put a hat. Man, that line to be so straight, that hat be so black and wavy. Couldn't put no hat on that thing, man. Mess it up. I don't want to try to look for no nigga with no hat on. You know, niggas so cool, he don't even need a hat. Isn't that right? That's how I used to do it. And one time I didn't wear a shirt, I used to wear a coat. I just had a coat on. Listen, fat, nice stomach. I used to listen, joke all good. I said, that nigga there, I said, look at him. I said, this ain't never him. This is Heineken.
That's right.
No brow.
That's right.
Crab leg.
Yes,
lobster tail. I didn't tell him. I didn't cover it up either. I told us a dope man better. Man like that, they would keep going. I'm looking for the dope man better. That dope man belly serious. They know we gonna eat. One thing they know, that ain't gonna eat. They be thinking, they ain't cut. They be thinking that nigga might pull out some carrot sticks or something. Right? Might have a jump down and do about 50 push-ups right quick. Dope man ain't gonna make you do all that.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, that's right. Dope man, he gonna ride. He gonna drink, gonna smoke.
Yes, sir.
Someone talking about, dope man. Stop. Listen to the book.
And this know that if the told each of the house had known what hour the thief would come,
what he would have did?
He would have watched.
What else would have happened?
And not have suffered his house to be broken through.
Listen.
Be ye therefore ready also.
Yeah.
For the bed of each cometh at an hour when ye think not.
Yes.
Then Cuff said unto him, Adonai, speakest thou this martially unto us, or even to all?
Yeah.
And the Adonai said, Who then is that faithful and wise steward?
Yeah.
Whom his Adonai shall make ruler over his household.
Yeah. To
give them their portion of meat in due season.
Yeah.
Barak is that servant whom his Adonai, when he cometh, shall find so doing.
Yes.
Of an Amat I say unto you, that he will make him ruler over all that he hath. But and if that servant say in his heart, my Adonai delayeth his coming, and shall begin to beat the men servants and maidens, and to eat and drink, and to be drunken, the Adonai of that servant will come in a yom when he looketh not for him.
That's right.
And at an hour when he is not aware, and will cut him in sunder, and will appoint him his portion with the unbelievers.
Y'all see that? That's saying that they ain't know what he preaching. We have to know how to deal, and God know how to deal with people too. That's just being honest. It's been a while since you was supposed to come back in. It's been a while. But I got to make sure I know how to deal with the people. Every one of us, we got to know how to do that. See, this position we got ain't just something that you just do at will or your own will or do it how you want to do. You got to be real wise.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you got to be real wise how to deal with people. I know sometimes people think I see my members. I know my members. I know who in here who can take and who can stand what. I do. Sometimes when you were kids, any one of y'all, like the older parent, you leave you in charge, and you felt like you know what you were doing? You didn't. You weren't parent.
That's right.
You just felt like you was. So you got to be wise when you're doing stuff. You got to know who can handle what and who can take what. A lot of time in our own mind, we'll feel like what people can take. Some people, I think like Pastor. You don't think like me. You just think you do. Yeah. You'll find a situation I might address on you, say you see it that way. But it's a lot I have to consider when I do something. I have to consider a person. Is it going to kill them or is it going to make them? Is there something they're going to be able to handle, going to help them? Or is there something they're going to just have to take it? And it's going to make them. But you might try to do what I do, and then thing you know, you might kill somebody. You got to consider that. Let me tell you something. Any parent ever left an older sibling in charge before? I don't know any of y'all old enough. You don't expect no child to do what you would do you? I wouldn't. If I left Bryce to do something and his brother and sister younger, I wouldn't expect him to do exactly everything I would do. I would expect him to use some wisdom, realize he's not me. I would expect for him to just keep what I told her. I wouldn't expect him to try to go in their mind and try to operate and do everything the exact same, because you'll wind up messing up something.
Yeah.
Because, see, a lot of times you're going to look at, if any of y'all been a younger sibling and other older sibling kept you, you realize the same thing. You ain't my pastor.
That's right.
You ain't my brother, my mom, my dad.
That's right.
Therefore, I'm not going to receive your correction the same way. And that right? And you'll get more fight than you're going to get help.
That's right. That's
when
right.
I talk to get to people might say, well, you know that, but you ain't me. When people tell me they know, I got a whole lot, they know I got to stay. And I tell y'all, I got to tell you, you know what I meant. And you know I love you. And I tell you if I love you. Remember, y'all know if I tell you I love you, don't you? They know it. And I cut you down, too. So it got to be fair on both ends. I know what a person needs. I know what a person got to take, and that's something I got to be able to live with. Because if I made the wrong decision, I look at that's something I got to be able to receive. I got to be able to take that. You go and you give somebody too much, you kill somebody, you got to give account for that. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
That's just being honest. Just being what these people call a preacher pastor ain't just easy what y'all think. You got to consider when you giving out punishment, you giving out retribution to people, you getting out rebuke to people. These people's souls you dealing with. You deal with a person the wrong way, you can discourage a person out so much people won't even recover. And you got to give an account for that. That's what the book tells us. We ain't out of strong, out of better infirmities, or who was it?
We.
And who that again we weren't supposed to plead? Because you know what? Because you know the Mashiach did the same thing.
Yes, sir.
He did the same thing. He knew how much we could take. Think of what the man could told us when he came down here. Who would be able to stand to take in what that man could have really just gave? But the man knew exactly what he was doing. He knew what the people could take.
That's right.
He knew when the people knew already, identify their sin at the same time, know how to show them love. How to get us away from it. Nobody gonna come about to keep beating on them, hitting on them. Nobody want to hear cut down every time. Y'all hear? That's the same thing he was trying to tell us him. He said he had determined when he came to see the people, he said he decided when I come here, you know what? I don't want to come to y'all to head as I was.
Right.
It was amazing period we wound up doing more celebrating than anything.
That's right. That's right.
Because I look to receive joy when I come from y'all guys. I think it's Shusha, if I'm correct now. But the whole thing to come, now if I'm looking to receive joy from y'all, how am I going to get it if I don't beat you down? Mm-hmm. Unless I get joy out of just destroying people. Isn't that right? He said, if I make you sorry, then who is he that making me glad? But the same people that I made sorry with what I done came along, what I told them. So we got to have some balance. Y'all know that? It's got to be balanced. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
Let me tell you something. It don't take nothing to treat folk right that do you wrong. Or you feel like they wronged you. It takes something to treat folk right when you know they're wrong, but you know you're honest and you know you're fair in what you're doing.
That's right. That's right.
It's just being honest. There's something a lot of times we might not think about. We have to consider them. Let's look at that 18th chapter book of Matthew, 18 and 18.
All right. We back. It's a cold game. I was thinking about something that the brother was talking about. I was like, wow, man. It's like you was just talking about your whole life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sitting there going, man, I wish it was that simple, you know? I wish it was that simple. Because a lot of that stuff, that's what kept me from not being able to really focus on, because you really have to understand, man, when people give you false just this, then you find out that it was false, and then you look back and go, wow, but then it might have helped you, because you never know, you might not be here. I might not be here talking to you if I would have known the truth, you know? Because you have to understand, my parents used to say stuff like this. Boy, if you had brains, you'd be dangerous. So what does that mean? That means a lot. I meet people like that. It's like, well, I wish you weren't so smart. I could trust you. If you weren't so smart, I could deal with you. But that smartness just messed you all up. You know? I mean, you're cool how you are and what you're doing, you know, you could do, but as far as with me, I can't deal with you, you know, so that's why certain people can't deal with certain people. I was like, how come I can deal with these type of people, but I can't deal with these type of people, you know, because your mind is on a whole different level. See, it's all about, sometimes I got more better things by mistake than on purpose. You feel me? Like certain things where I'm not even feeling like that, or it's not even a part. It just happened, and it worked for me. Something might have worked for me that wouldn't work if I would just be myself, what I usually do. But because I went off track, that's when I benefited. So you never know what you really are, because you have to understand that people are living a fake life. Okay, they basically live their life in a fake way. You know why? Because you never know what's coming, what's going. So everything's pretty much, fake to you, You don't know what's going on. You just living through life, through your own emotion, through your own spirit, through your own soul. And the Most High is pretty much faking you out. Faking you out, you know what I'm saying? So you're just going through emotion of existing, That's why they say, they say stuff like, you just existing. I said, and what are you doing? That's what I wanted to say, but I would never talk back. I would just leave it like that because my parents just always say that stuff. So I used to just, they used to do things that people would come at me and do, and I'd look at them like, you soft, you coming at me so soft. You can't come at me like, you can't come at my parents. My parents gave you harder stuff than that. So that's why a lot of parents who are hard on their kids, or especially their kids, they're taking a risk, because majority of the time it works, but then you have these propaganders who make it not work, but they get more attention because people want to be able to, it all comes from, just whatever, it comes from a lot of things, but you have to understand that people are basically going to do whatever the money, whatever is profitable. That's the biggest thing, the profit. Where does the profit? Everything ends with the profit. So everything comes from the profit. Without the profit, there's no discussion. I have songs, if it don't make money, it don't make sense, Big Pimpin', there's a lot of rap songs, a lot of other songs too. I can't think of them, but I'm pretty sure there's all kind of songs that deal with money and stuff. But that's with that money, it also gonna come evil. That's why it's so easy to talk about money and evil in the same sense. You know what I'm saying? Because usually that's the where it begins and then where it ends. Because people fall in love. People fall in love. Like they say, love can get you killed. You know what I'm saying? And that's why a lot of people get themselves in a situation because they don't know who to love. Because you have to understand that we have something called loneliness. And loneliness, people just cannot deal with. They cannot deal with loneliness. I used to be lonely so much. I spent 14 years. I spent 14 years of my life taking care of. Not taking care of physically. Well, yeah, I say physically too. I can't lie, because you can't have a physical without a mental. Okay, you can't have a mental without a physical. I mean, you can have a physical without a mental. So it all works together. So I spent the first years of my life taking care of my sisters. You know what I'm saying? And so I had that type of, and you have to understand, when women, girls, females, they're harder to take care of than boys. That's what they say. But to me, nothing's too hard if you do it, And so I just did it, naturally. And so after doing that, then having two daughters and a son, as I got older, and you start to understand that that's where it all begins, having to experience things like, being over something, take care of something, like he was saying, like he was trying to explain. You have to know these different emotions. And the thing about it is, I could have done a lot better if I would have just known about the about how they birthdays, or but we didn't have no computers back then. We didn't have no internet, and niggas wasn't reading. You know what I'm saying? Niggas was that's why I say it goes back to slavery and all that stuff, everything, and how we kind of erased it from existence, and that it still exists in discussions to this day, and depending how people are divided, how people are empowered, and people who take their power, use their skin color for, or use their power for whatever, and then they could be directed by a black person. A black person can be directing this, so it ain't gotta do with skin color. It gotta do with just the slavery itself that was never abolished, just reformed. So if it's reformed, in the Moors, they sold the Africans to the white people. Black people sold black people to this. That's what they say. I mean, it would make sense if we're doing it now inside society. I mean, I see it all the time, because I see what black people do and what white people do. I was raised seeing that shit, so you can't. A lot of times people have to be taught about stuff like that, and how to get through it, and stuff that they're taught how to get through it, how to recognize it. I was living it, you know what I'm saying? I was living the other people. You have to understand, black people were segregated. People were segregated. Most of this country was had segregation. Everybody having segregation, and people are separate, and they have their own this and have their own that, but they're still, have to come. I was living with them, and going to school, and, playing, doing this, doing that. So I had a lot of loneliness at the same time. A lot of loneliness. Because, I still wasn't really accepted like that. There's no accepting like that. So I had to do a lot of, because I had 4 sisters to watch over. So I had a lot of loneliness. And I did a lot of things, and learned a lot of things myself. Because I had a lot of discipline at the same time. So, and plus I didn't know, the thing with my father. Didn't know he was everyone knew that except me. That had a big thing. That had a big input on it, because I could see people were just full of shit to me. Everybody that I meet, everybody that I knew, everybody that was around me, lived with, everybody. I don't care who it is, everybody. It might have been the damn dog. I don't know. They all knew the secret except me. So that's, everybody was playing me. So, but at the same time, they could have been protecting me. You never know what I would have been like if I would have known. If I would have known, how would I have made it through this? Would he be able to discipline me? But what would he have to discipline me for if I know the truth? And I know the truth. I was raised with knowing the truth. I believe I would have done this, done that. If you given me this and give me this, maybe you wouldn't have gave me what you gave me. Maybe you wouldn't have gave me what you would have gave me. Because you had a son already. That's about 4 or 5 years older than me, and a daughter. So, you come in with, so you're comparing you to that. That's yours. And I'm not even yours. You're thinking that I'm yours. I'm thinking that that I'm yours. I thought that's just the way it was. I wasn't even thinking nothing. I was raised thinking this until I was 18 years old. You know what I'm saying? That's why I keep trying to say these things that people get it through people's mind, how I'm thinking, how I'm feeling, and what went down, because people are doing the same shit now to their kids. I be seeing kids going through the same thing with mothers and stuff, and all that's going to do is destroy people. Do you wonder why people going to grow up and feel this certain way and do this? So that's not a positive thing. It's bad enough the father not being there, or you got abuse, you got molestation, you got all this negative stuff. It's bad enough you just got that. But then you got the lying on top of that, call it protecting. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. You gotta understand that it's not just the kids thing, because it's kind of hard to lie like that now. Keep a lie going. So what we do now, we hide behind computers, we hide behind technology, we hide behind whatever. You have different methods of hiding inside, but it's all lies. It all lies. It all makes money. That's what I'm saying. You have to understand where everything's coming from. Everything's propaganda. It's all propaganda, misleading information. It gets you off the prize of how things really are. But you gotta stick with the foundation where all this started from. Learn the truth about where all this started. That way you can educate somebody else, let them know, But then too, if you didn't let them know, they know, then maybe they won't deal with you. So now you gotta keep them. That's why lies will always exist. So people have fear. When you have fear, you're gonna think that way. Fear is everything. You fear because you don't know. You look at it as being negative, and so you're forced to do it out of desperation because you feel like you have to do it. That's the time to do it. When you're feeling you have to do it. So, but then you're so desperate where it seems like desperate is negative, but desperate is just you have to do it because your spirit just makes you do it. But sometimes your mind wants you to do things because you feel like you can orchestrate this, orchestrate that, and that's where all this negativity comes at. Because that usually comes with gaining something, which is money and stuff. People are led by this for their own agenda. They bring other people. Usually these people are people who, might be, that's where slavery comes in at. That's why slavery have always existed. Slavery have always existed because things wouldn't get done. So things got to get done, so you might need people who are slaves like that. But I'm thinking that if we had the truth, that there would be no need for no slaves. Everybody would know the truth. People would just work and do their job. I believe people would do things truthfully, but then they feel like the truth would bring negative because it's not marketable. So I don't know. That's a fight between good and bad. It's a fight, but it all works together. They need each other to exist. So that's why I said from the beginning. And I'm in it like this. So we're going to win in circles. Let's go in circles. Let's go ahead.